Y'all my kind of people. For real. For real. Y'all my kind of people. Cause we understand one another. And we understand how this thing's supposed to go and how it's really supposed to work in America. If we really want to live peace and in harmony, everybody got to retract to their own. Yeah. And guess what? The mulattoes got them erased now. Them Obamas, they got them erased. And they got a strong race. Cause they more stronger than all of us. Cause they are the ones that unite all the other races. Except the Asians. The Asians and the Arabs. The Asians and the Arabs ain't came over here and mixed with us. It's just the black, the white, and the Latino, and the Spanish motherfucker. Alright. So everybody else really got to get out this motherfucker. And y'all mad at white folk mad at everybody else but black folk. They just mad cause we won't stand on our own. We've been here too motherfucking long. And we done let all the other motherfucking races come over here and outdo us. And now we got these gangster rapping ass niggas hopping around like Bunny Rabbit and Jack Rabbit. And then when he put on this jewelry and put thousands of dollars in his pocket, come down to us, he come down here and put that shit on them beats. I bet he a proper talking ass nigga. Explain that. Explain that to the boys and girls.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick. I just want to talk about Reconstruction for a second. Because right now, man, I feel like we're in a Reconstruction era that's going on right now. Ever since 2016, man, I really feel like that we have been in a deliberate Reconstruction era. And I want to go back to the early Reconstruction in order to be able to paint the perfect picture so that people can understand exactly what I mean, man. And I feel like, honestly, through my research and what I done studied, that Reconstruction in America, for the most part, most people say it started with colonization, which they are correct. And I feel like the biggest example that we have of that is the Bible. You get what I'm saying? That is the first example of Reconstruction that you see. And that's the most important example that I feel like we got, because it's detrimental to understanding the events that happen in America. Most people understand that the Bible is important in America. They just don't understand why. Everybody want to reject it and get away from it. And that's the reason behind that, because they don't want you to understand why. Why was it reconstructed? But like I'm saying, that was the very first Reconstruction that we ever had. What do we have? We have right in front of your face. As soon as you open up a Bible, the first thing that you know about is that you have an Old Testament, and then you have a reconstructed New Testament. Everybody was on the Old Testament. They saw the world a certain way. They interacted with people a certain way. Things changed. All right, they had a code. They had laws. They had reasoning. And then in the New Testament, all of those codes and laws got reconstructed. And then they came out with a new form of ideas. So now you have people that have changed their whole entire being because of it has been reconstructed from old to what is seen as new. All right. So to me, that's the very first example that we got when you're dealing with Reconstruction. Okay. You used to be God-fearing people, and you thought about the Most High, you thought about the Great Spirit, however you want to see it, however you want to call it, but you think about God, you think about the creation, you think about the balance, the Creator, you think about the whole system of the earth, all right? And you thought about it from the standpoint of us being people, and we are separated by the gods, or the God, the Most High, as I say. We were separated, you know what I mean? And then you have the New Testament that come in, and it combines the two, God with man. And then you have a son that is bought or that is born, and it's supposed to be some type of sacrificial lamb, and reconstructed how people saw different people throughout the earth, to the point to where now everybody is supposed to be equal. Even though that's the farthest thing from the truth. Every day you wake up and you see people unequal on every single accord, every single thing that you got down to the shoes on your feet is not equal. And that's the thing about it. But it's an ideology that's being promoted. It got reconstructed, and you can see what happened to the people in the process. A lot of the people, the indigenous people, the Negro people, those are the people that was in the Old Testament. And now look at themselves. They used to be a pure race of people. Now people get mad at me when I talk about that. They don't want to understand the real truth about the American Indians, but American Indian means to be dark. These were dark-skinned people. Just like y'all see Kunta Kinte, Africa, and all these motherfuckers, Zulu tribes and niggas running around. Guess what? They found 100 million Negroes right here in America. And people hate to find that out. And that's what they found when they found Indians. When they colonized Indian, that's when they changed. 1492, they started mixing. The mulatto people like Stephen Curry and people like that, those are the original colonizers. They came here and they started mixing with us. That's when you started getting these copper-colored tribes, and that's when you started getting these different colored people. But they were the first leaders of colonization, and what they came to colonize with was that Bible. That is the first thing that they did when they got here. They wrote the Bible. The New Testament, when they got here in the 1600s, 1611, King James, he was a nigga. When he got here, they took his Bible. 1782, they rewrote it. The New Testament was first distributed. That's when you actually start seeing the colonization of America really started going into effect, especially in North America. All right, the Reconstruction of America. Who was the person that was setting up all the schools? Who was the ones that was teaching your new children? The missionary, AMA missionaries. That what you think they was teaching? The gospel of Christ. They didn't have politics back then. They had Christianity. And that's what they was doing. So they reconstructed how people saw God, and how they saw each other and God's creation and people on earth. So then you started having the change of people. That's why people get mad at me, because I exposed that truth. That's the truth that they don't want you to know, is that everybody come from a Negro. They already tell you that, but they don't want you to know that they come from that here in America. Right here in America, you got motherfuckers that's darker than me. And I don't even sit here and act like I'm one of the original people. I know I'm mixed. My family have been mixed. And I ain't gonna sit here and try to be like I'm on the ass end of mixing, and I just so happen to get pure. You know what I mean? Mix is mixed, man. It started happening a long time ago. Ain't nothing we can do about that. Shit changes. So what we got to do is be able to absorb the information and move on and make an educated decision in the future to be able to help everybody, not just ourselves. People stop being so personal and try to get out here and change the whole image of what the actual Indian is, just so their family members can feel secure and can feel some type of connection to the land. The real true people are what is being fought for. That's what I fight to protect. But people are trying to reconstruct that on a day-to-day basis. We ain't black, we copper color, we this and that, we da-da-da-da-da. Our people come in a variety of shapes. Oh, you got the Eve gene. Alright, gene means offspring. That's what it always meant. Alright, but now they have reconstructed what a gene means. You think it means some type of biological structure that is microscopic in size that you can't see with your natural eyes, but these people got the special ability to do so. Now they got the chance to be able to determine your whole perspective and how you see life. But see, you have let them do that because they reconstructed what a gene means. That's what people do. They go back and they attach new meanings to different words. And it changed the whole idea of what you thought. So when we got down to the Reconstruction era of the 1860s and 1870s, you look at what I had posted, man. I had posted some shit on Facebook the other day, man. And this dude, Marcelo Judge, you know what I mean, he done posted that shit. But you know what I mean, shout out to bro, because he always be on some real shit, man. A lot of folk be missing that shit. But the thing about it is that bro was talking about nativism. 1840s and 1850s, that's when that really became a political party. Before you got Native Americans as a recognized group of people, there was a political party that was campaigning for rights. These people that had been born in America, they was tired of being treated like foreigners, even though they was mixed and this and that, all these other different colors, copper color that they tried to get you to think of and that they was trying to get you to be. But those are the people that they was talking about that was American. But you got to understand, like I'm telling you, these people already had been mixing, and those people had been the ones that was going out there campaigning for the other mixing, because they was a part of the mixing. You still had a whole group of wild Indians that was unmixed at this time, especially in the South, mainly in the South and in the East. I mean, and in the West. You had lots of niggas. Still to this day, you got unmixed niggas out here. You go down there to the South Georgia, anywhere. You go anywhere in the South, man, you still see large pockets of niggas. I'm talking about large pockets. I'm talking about just dark skin. It's like people are afraid to see that now. But that's the truth that they saw when they got here. They saw that up and down, one from another. They were landing in New York, boom, they saw that nigga. They were landing in goddamn East LA, boom, they saw that nigga. They were laying down there in goddamn Texas. Boom, they saw that nigga. That same nigga. The same goddamn grimacing motherfucking look on his face. You get what I'm saying? They saw that shit. Same attitude. As people always try to say a certain type of attitude. They saw that same attitude when they jumped off the boat. But you gotta understand, these people right here, they was not white. They was Steph Curry looking people. You know what I mean? But they have reconstructed, even back then, what those people was. Christopher Columbus, he was a white man. Everybody know he wasn't. He was Spanish of any fucking thing. And look at the Spanish today, they still ain't white. So how the hell you just gonna be white way back then jump back to yellow, and then now you starting to go back to white? Come on, man. We don't look at history and we don't try to analyze. People don't seek the truth. Now, I've been studying history and I've been studying this stuff for a minute, man. But see, I'm afraid right now because everybody is reconstructing what we had learned. And we basically allowing these people to control the narrative of the future, and we letting technology be the driving force. Well, look at this new information. Look at this new information. people started thinking that African people was light-skinned based off of some new DNA evidence that showed that the Sands people had a DNA marker that was some of the oldest, that dated way back to the oldest markers in time. Those people come from fucking Rome. And people don't even understand the Roman was the Sands people. But see, we are so shallow with our intellect that we'll tell them and say, oh, the Romans look like me. Yeah, they do, because y'all don't understand exactly how you got the way that you got. You don't understand what Rome was. You don't understand the real biology of people on this earth and how this shit went down. So they allow you to push out this narrative that you can't agree with because you are a part of. Now, people don't understand that the same things that happened in the past, and we want to blame them people. Look how them people did. Look how the Romans did. Look at how this did. But we don't understand that our own perceptions is doing the same thing. We got native people running around here, yellow as hell. You know what I mean? Now, I don't mean no offense to people like that try to say that you ain't Indian, but Indian is a visually descriptive word. You got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to understand. I ain't going to call myself blue, and I know goddamn well I ain't blue. It's me and my perception and the way I'm seeing shit, the way I've been reconstructed to view black, Indian, Negro, to the point to where I'm getting offended now. Everybody used to know Negro used to mean black. When you talk about a Negro, you're talking about a black person. Somebody who was dark. That's what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Dark skin. Now all of a sudden you talk about a Negro, it's been reconstructed to see and be viewed as everybody. Oh, everybody can be a Negro. You don't have to be black to be Negro. They got articles out here trying to forcibly reconstruct the way that you see shit. So that's what they've done in the past. So like I said, when you get to the reconstruction of the American Indians, or the American Negro, which was the American Indian, both of them meant to be somebody of a dark color. And these words was visually descriptive, like I say. So people have reconstructed the way that people see it based off of blood, based off of the things that you cannot see. When the blood goes out of your body, it bleeds. You don't see your blood unless you get a scar. You got to be hurt. Your body's got to be in perfect form. Your body is not supposed to see blood. You ain't supposed to have no blood unless you're a woman. You know what I mean? At that point in time, man, how you gonna go out there and analyze this motherfucker to say that blood different than that blood? I can't see that blood, this blood. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand that blood is... I feel... Yeah, I got blood ties too. Trust me, my nigga. I'm not saying that. But the thing about it is that people going out here and trying to analyze what they cannot see. And then they gonna put that over what they can see. And act like these people back in the day was just taking microscopes and being like, well, that nigga is blood. That nigga blood. No, they weren't. They were looking at your ass like, boy, you ain't my folks. Man, I got cousins and shit right now, man. You know what I mean? They don't look like they my family. But they my family. You think I won't ride and die for their ass? You crazy? Because that right there is something that you know. You have to make them interaction. That's actually out here living. People been out here alive, and that's a part of living. You making them interactions. You going out there. I got cousins that I would die for. You get what I'm saying? I got white folks I would die for. You get what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person that's out here just saying that, oh man, this and that. I'm just this racist, this and that. No, I'm about life. And I'm about people that's out here trying to live. You know what I mean? And I'm about the protection of the Negroes. You get what I'm saying? Fuck Black Lives Matter. I'm worried about the people that's lives that really ain't mattering. You know what I mean? And that right now is the black people. That's us. But look at us today. We used to have all these peaches, apples, orchards, everything. We running around here, got aqueducts, and them folks ain't even know water could run like that. They didn't know water could move, and you could move it by yourself. We used to have all these different types of civilizations that people could not even explain right here in America. Now look at us. We don't even own a fucking farm. We barely even got goddamn two things we can call our own. And that's simply because of the fact that we didn't listen to the word of the Most High. So if I had to do it again, you damn right I'm going to listen to the word of the Most High. And I have to say I hate that for any white person that I know and shit like that now. Because in my eyes, that's what the Bible had told them. And if you look at this course of history, you can see that's what they was told. Look at the Indians. They used to be dark. Now they are represented by white people. They have been reconstructed, man. I can't make this shit up. I didn't write it. I'm only 35 years old, so it's not my hand that I got to look at. I was just born into a picture, man. I'm looking at it. And that's the only thing that I want people to see me as. Don't look at me as no fucking racist and this type of person, that type of person. And I'm only looking at the evidence that was given. But I urge other people to do the same thing. But a lot of people don't do that. The next level of reconstruction, man, between 1910 and 1930, education is education and banking. Two of the top things that got reconstructed throughout that century, and that right there is what put us into a bind. Everybody went from, you know, pennies and actual money that you actually had to make, coins, you know what I mean, metals, golds, silvers, you know what I mean, something that you could easily find and something that you can go work your ass off to get, and something that you could trade on a fair scale. to paper, to currency, to credit. You know what I mean? We got reconstructed in that sense. And since they reconstructed our monetary system, look at how we done failed. People don't even understand, but that's when the white man took over. That's when he was able to come that Jim Crow type of people. Jim Crow didn't start until then, because why these folks was getting free money. These motherfuckers had been oppressed. 1929, Great Depression. They ain't get out of it till 1931. You know what I mean? Really, and that ain't even clear. They said they started seeing signs of coming out of it. You know why? Because they had people like W.E.B. Du Bois that was campaigning with our people who was over here living fine and comfortably and not having nothing at all to worry about. You know what I mean? They had those people out here helping to campaign them along. You know what I mean? So those are the ones that was out here trying to come to us. So they started coming to us, trying to tell us to help them out. And we was already trying to help them in a sense, but we was just dividing in our own way. Well, what they did was they got us to start being on the same monetary system. When I done explained that before, man. If I ain't gonna go through it now. I urge y'all to go back through the monetary system, man. It's very, very simple. It ain't that hard, man. It's not rocket science. That's when they started coming up with monopoly and shit like that there. It was all done on intent. They want you to believe in this economy and how it works. Everybody got a fair share. Everybody got their own block. Everybody block can be, you know what I mean? You can distribute your block. You can get your block. You can increase your block. Just depending on what you do, how you play your squares. But people don't understand them squares and all that shit was for you. None of that shit existed in their head. They already had everything. Only thing they was doing was just waiting for a time to be able to take it. They started giving land grants to these banks and these people like that. You got these white folks, these white farmers who ain't had shit, whose family had just migrated over here within the last 20 to 50 years. And then these people being given loans when your family been here for the last 500-600 years that you know of record that you got. And these folks out here, you know what I mean, coming out here trying to tell you about their new census paper, their new records. Oh, well, we just out here, well, we do things. We call ourselves America. You know what I mean? They putting all these political parties together, and all this stuff is being reconstructed on how you do business. That's how they started doing things. All right, so by the 1950s and 1960s, they done reconstructed the whole financial landscape. What you out here worried about? We needed jobs. What Martin Luther King was about? Fair labor. Work rights. You know what I mean? Shit like that there. Malcolm X, to an extent, talking about the Negro not being able to get to work and the white man being able to get all these benefits. You know what I mean? It's the reason why them white men was able to do the shit they was doing. They had the money. We don't understand that they had done reconstructed our perspective on the money, and then they took what we thought was good gold. We never understood these folks never had gold. They reconstructed us to make us think that everything was back then gold, and you know what? Damn, we ain't got too much of that gold shit like they be talking about. We weren't looking for it. We could have found it, but we didn't have a lot of it. You know what I mean? By the time they started making it being valuable, they started already having access to the lands where they know it was at. Dahlonega, Georgia and shit like that. Oh, this shit ran in the fucking river. They just out there. They done took over that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's one of the natural places that they run that other places don't do that. Gold ain't just no hot commodity, but it ain't no motherfucking just rare metal like they wanted you to think it is. They had access to control that influence. They reconstructed the way you saw it. Just like they say the motherfucker came to America, they offered them a piece of gold. They asked them for gold. They brought them some corn. They reconstructed the way that people view different things. Alright? So now, I'm going to jump on up to 2020. You know what I mean? Really, I want to go to 2016 because me personally, that's when I started noticing the reconstruction. You know what I mean? That's when I started seeing a lot of different people reconstructing the ideologies of what it was to be black. You started seeing all these different things, and a lot of folks still ain't on to this shit today. They still don't recognize that you have a whole new group of people that are changing with a truly dark-skinned, let's call it that, because that's what we was really talking about when we was talking about black. What a dark-skinned person really represents. Used to be dark-skinned people were the strongest people on the planet. We was the most biologically advanced. We was the most sound, fit, and the most healthy people on this planet. And we was the most reproductive people on this planet. You put two niggas together, they're going to have 1,000 fucking babies. And them motherfuckers going to come out as healthy as the last. Every last one of them. Back in and out. We didn't have sicknesses. You didn't have a lot of sicknesses amongst tribes. You look at them African people, the reason why they sick is because they fucking hungry. And them people out there poisoning the fuck out of them. They doing everything they can with their vaccines and shit, but these folks are deprived of resources simply because these people don't put a blockade around them and been doing that shit on purpose to promote an idea. They want to reconstruct the way that you see wildlife and how people had to struggle back in the day as opposed to now. It's all about propaganda. But a lot of people don't really, let me slow down. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't really look into that shit like that, man. So people don't understand that the reasons that they do these things is to be able to promote an ideology in your head. It's visualology. Like somebody said in the movie, man, the people that control the car, that control the images, controls the mind. You get what I'm saying? The images that mind see, people can control it. They can control that. They can control that mind based off of images. You get what I'm saying? Christ, it's a white man, so people control you with that mindset. You see a white man coming out here to help you, you think that's a Christian. You think that's Christ-like. So you looking at that shit and then you be like, oh yeah, that's it. So then you see these white folks coming out here on this farm, you know damn well you done got behind on your rent, inflation just went up. You out here sitting on the farm 1940, inflation done went up through the fucking roof. You don't understand it still. You just like, what the fuck, nigga, how the hell this shit just, damn, nigga, we on dollars now, how the hell we get to them? Okay, I can't even really count to 100 like that. I just really learned how to count to 10, 15, 20. You know what I mean? I counted sets of 10, which everything was based off of. Now I got to count to 100 goddamn pieces, alright? So you trying to catch up with that. Oh man, this white man come along and he got $10. Whoa, this motherfucker finna save your ass. Where the hell he get it from? That is at least your concern. You don't care. He got it though. How did he get it? Oh, it don't matter. He got it. You know what I mean? Same thing like today. Niggas don't give a fuck about money. The only thing they want to know where the money is. You know what I mean? Niggas don't give a fuck how it get there, who had it, where they get it from. They don't care about that. Only thing they want to know is where it's at and what they got to do to get it. How many jumping jacks? How many dance moves you want me to do, sir? How many? Okay, all right, I got it right here. You want me to say like who? Okay, all right, I'll do that. Hell yeah, fuck that. For me? Yeah. I got to live for my family. My family got to be able to survive. But you gonna turn your family, you talk about survival of your family, but your family become a whole nother thing. Your family don't even be able to make it because of the fact that you done sold out everybody that can help your family. And now your family is out here on their own to the point to where they not gonna make it. You think you eating for your family today, but you really eating for yourself because these people done made you be so selfish. They done reconstructed on what you think is important. Longevity. Oh, no, fuck that. I'm talking about today, nigga. If I can goddamn make $1 million a day, my family be straight. I can sell everybody out. But guess what? That $1 million gonna be gone in 5 or 6 years, and then that thing, your ass gonna be just sold out and not have the people, the same people that you sold out. You gonna be right back there with their ass. What you think gonna happen? That's the way that they do niggas, crab in the bucket mentality. But see, the thing is, man, that's the way they done got us through Reconstruction. 2020, they reconstructing biology. They reconstructing the way that you see sicknesses. They reconstructing the way that you see other people and their ability to infect you. Back in the 80s, man, you know what I mean? You used to have people out there on the streets walking around and shit like that, over, crowded areas and shit like that. You know what I mean? Overpopulated, not even overpopulated. I'm gonna get back there in 1 second, man. But you just have people walking around on the streets like this here, all over the place, and then that thing knows somebody might just sneeze on you and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. You ain't never heard nobody going out there and be like, oh shit, man, I got down, my cousin died the other day because nigga sneezed on him, fucking bomb on the street, sneezed on nigga. You ain't gonna have that shit. That shit don't happen like that, man. It ain't never happened like that. It won't happen like that. Back in the day, people used to just shake that shit out, keep on moving, walk it out, nigga. You ain't got no goddamn problem. You straight. Go on there and get you some rest. Go to sleep. Drink some water. Shit, you alright? Now they goddamn changing the way that you see shit. Oh, you need to be vaccinated. You need to have your body, your immune system is breaking down. Other people are causing all these new diseases and this and that and da. Oh, the virus is now spreading through aerosols. It does not spread through the normal droplet routine that you've known about through empirical science throughout the whole generation of medicine and everything that's happened in the scientific community. Oh, no, it doesn't spread like that. No. That information has been completely wrong and false. We've got this new analyzation technique and where we can capture particles inside the air using microscopics. We are able to determine that they are now on aerosols. Even though we don't have any work to be able to show you our results, we're still going to pump these down your fucking throat every goddamn day. They're going to tell you every day, oh yeah, man, you know what I mean? This is the new results. These are the new analyzations. Well, let me see your work, nigga. Can I see your work? Oh, nah, nigga, you ain't going to understand it. Let me be the fucking, why can't I understand it? You done did everything to be able to get it to where you can understand, nigga. You taught me in a comprehensive manner to be able to understand throughout my whole childhood. Why can't I understand your information? You get what I'm saying? They don't even give you that benefit of the doubt. Oh, Dr. Fauci says he's just a leading explorer. He's got a great resume. His resume is just like this long, and he's just done this so much. So you should definitely believe him. Belief is lack of knowledge, nigga. Everything that you believe, you do not know. And that's what they rely on. They rely on us to believe in everything. Going back to that construction, the knowledge, the wise man of the old used to be wise because he had wisdom. That nigga had knowledge. He knew what he was doing. Now, I mean, back in that Bible, they reconstructed your mind. Hey, man, just believe. You ain't got to worry about no understanding. Fuck all that. That was back in the old days. That shit hard. Nigga, you know how hard it is to think and understand? You ain't got to do that no more. All you got to do is just believe in everything and that you'll be okay. You know what I mean? You ain't got nothing else. You got a lot of folks that's out here that basically lead you on, you know what I mean? And they'll distract you away from everything that you're doing. You know what I mean? But see, That's what they doing nowadays when they go out here and they try to keep your mind all in these different directions. You know what I mean? They basically just trying to keep your mind flowing. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have to forgive me, man. I just had done, my kids came in here fucking with me for a second, fucked me up a little bit. I forgot what the fuck I was saying. You know what I mean? But, basically, man, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Let me get back to that. I'm finna finish up in a second, man. I just want, I was flowing for a little second, man. Allow my train of thought. You know, it's always some type of distraction like that, man. That's out here trying to keep folks. Not saying kids is distraction, nothing like that, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's just the way things is sometimes. But basically, man, I want to go back to it and just get back to the Reconstruction of 2020 because I know people see it, man. To me, like I said, having in 2016, that's the time that I started noticing the Reconstruction era and everything that was going on. You get what I'm saying? Because I started seeing all these people going around like they changing black. Oh, man, they trying to change. Black mean this, black mean pale, black mean this. I'm just like, man, what's the purpose in doing all that fucking shit? You know what these folks meant, and you know exactly who it was applied to. You going to give white folks our motherfucking heritage. You know what I mean? Think about this shit 20 years down the road, or 200 years down the road. They going to be looking at black people and all the accomplishments that white people had done. They going to say white people done them. You know what I mean? You remember they was calling them, they had done did that one period where they was out doing, you know, they really referred to black folks. So whenever they talk about the people in ancient time, they were black, they going to be making that connection. Like whenever we be talking about all the old people was black. Oh yeah, way back in the day. So all the great structures and things of the past prior to the 14th century, which is basically all of our shit, will be now given to white folks because we have seen that really meant to be pale and won. You get what I'm saying? In that time frame and before, type of shit. Childish, stupid, and incredibly irresponsible. You know what I mean? That's how we is though. Well, it mean this, it mean that. Simply because of the fact that you got these niggas that want to reconstruct the way that you see things. Well, copper was the word. Nigga, copper was a word that was used one time out the whole fucking dictionary process. And that was in 1828. And that was used at the administration of Andrew motherfucking Jackson, man. You know what I mean? The nigga that's known for Indian removal. And known by removing them by any means necessary. He never could remove all these niggas. How you gonna remove 100 million motherfucking people? Versus your goddamn 50, 60,000, maybe let's say 200,000. Let's say goddamn, let's say 1 million. You know what I mean? Let's say 1 million motherfucking people in 1828. You hear what I'm saying? You got 18 million people. You got 1 million people in the Commonwealth of Virginia in 1828. Let's say that. You get what I'm saying? And all the other 13 colonies. Because get what? They didn't have a lot of people, man. Y'all still fail to fucking realize that. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, census paper short. These people know it. They just don't want you to know it. They want you to feel like you still a minority. They want you to feel like you ain't shit. That's the reason why they keep targeting you with all of this propaganda. And why they keep coming at niggas. Because they know goddamn well if they would ever release the real numbers about how many niggas it really is, they'd be terrified. They understand that niggas done started getting connected. Tupac, Biggie, and all that shit scared the fucking shit out of them. Because niggas was coming at the point in time where they were talking about uniting East Coast and West Coast and actually getting on political parties. And actually getting on politics. And actually real politics. Not about this control politics. About real politics. How to help the black community. They had to kill them two niggas. They couldn't do that. Make it East Coast, West Coast beef. Keep them niggas divided. You know what I mean? Since that point in time, they have been doing everything to reduce our population, to mix our population, to water our population down as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? And to the point to where they are trying now to make it to where ain't no dark-skinned people mixing with each other at all. So that the next core generation will come out and it'll be a whole new thing. You know what I mean? So that whenever they start going out here and people start realizing that, damn, you know, they promote them numbers. Guess what? The mixed population has now become the majority. The mixed population is now 60% of America. You know why there's going to be that shit? Because the 60% of niggas that was in America, you know what I mean? Because guess what? Hey, y'all might think I'm crazy for saying 60, but it used to be studies. And this shit right here, man, since YouTube, that shit reconstructed. They won't let you see what you want to see no more. These folks out here have taken away everything, the ability to be able to see. But these folks used to do, back in like 2015, man, I was looking at some studies that was going on between some HBCUs all around the lower states, basically on the East Coast. You know what I mean? A lot of them, I think everything except for New York and somewhere up in New York, like basically all of the East Coast was doing this shit. You get what I'm saying? Except for the northern states. Alright, they had a whole bunch of them that was connected, and they was taking the studies and surveys of the demographics of population amongst the people, amongst the cities in their respective areas, like Chicago, New York, Illinois, Georgia, Atlanta, you know what I mean, Texas, you know what I mean, shit like that. You got all these little HBCUs local around here that's been affiliated that got together and started putting these numbers together. Well, these people was doing this shit, and at this time, this was around about 2008, 2009, they started taking their studies. They did like a 7 or 8 year study, and by 2015, these folks had done came out and found out that with their research, that they had found out that Negroes, black people, was outnumbering white people 5-1 in all metropolitan areas all around the South. And this was back in 2015. You get what I'm saying? 5 to motherfucking 1. You get what I'm saying? And when you go to the city, especially back in 2015, you see this shit. And I used to work all throughout Atlanta, and I used to see that shit. I used to go to the white places and see a whole bunch of niggas. I'd be like, God damn, you know what? Me and my brother used to say that shit all the time. Well, we presume to be white. We go in the stores. God damn, look at all these niggas. It's like, damn, it's a whole bunch of niggas in the motherfucker. And we used to say this shit all the time. I'd be like, damn, bro, you see this shit? It used to be crazy to us because our perception and what we thought wasn't what it was. Well, these folks was exposing that. They shut that whole shit down. They ain't seen nothing else about it. Won't hear nothing else about it. I don't know what happened to none of them people. You know what I'm saying? All that shit got shut down. These folks that did that shit, put their study together, and I'm talking about they had done came to the conclusion that this is in the goddamn cities, the metropolitan areas. The white folks said we rule the country. Bullshit. You know what I mean? Every country place I done been throughout Georgia. Man, me and my uncle used to do carpet cleaning. We went down South Georgia, my nigga. Trust me. When I tell you South Georgia full, it got some white folks out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say, oh, there ain't no white folks out there. But nigga, it is a lot of niggas. I would say 2-1 easily. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say it's 5-1 like up in the city. But I would say 2-1 easily in the motherfucking country, man. You know what I mean? So it's like when you actually look at everything that's going on, man, and look at all the numbers that's being pushed, it's impossible to believe that white people outnumber black people that much. They won't allow you to be in assembly that much. They won't allow you to assemble like that. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that they don't want you to see how big your numbers really are if you was to assemble. You got to have a right to assemble. You got to assemble up under these folks on the days that they give you assembly. But yet white folks can go out there and they assemble in different places all the time because they able like football fields and shit like that there. They able to goddamn pay for them high ass goddamn tickets. You know what I mean? It's a division line. Yeah, you got a couple of niggas in there. You know what I mean? That's keep the shit looking like it's honest. You got about 13%, you know what I mean, of the population inside the stadium gonna be niggas. You know what I mean? But that's in order to control that narrative on how you see them numbers. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting a little bit off track, man. Y'all know I can talk about a lot of different things. I got a lot of different things I want to talk about, but just ain't been able to, man. I've been really conflicted on this Facebook shit and just looking at people. I've just been analyzing the shit, looking at everybody. Just, you know, waiting for the time, curling myself up like a snake ready to strike. You get what I'm saying? Type of shit. But, you know, man, I'm just tired of seeing it, man. So, like I say, man, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I already 32 minutes, man. I didn't really want to make that shit that long. I just wanted to make a little couple of seconds. I want to say a couple of things. But I appreciate all the love and support, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody taking their time to listen if you made it this far. You know what I mean? That just showed me that you're concerned about the shit that's going on out here, man, and you understand where I'm coming from. So, you know, I really appreciate that, you know, because it's going to take other like-minded people to be able to do this shit, and I ain't just, you know, just talking that bullshit, man. But, you know, I love each and every one of y'all, man. I really appreciate that shit from the bottom of my heart. All people, man, I love, you know, everybody. You know what I mean? But the thing is, at the same time, man, I just want to see my people live. I want to see us be free. I want to see us have a chance. I want to see my family be able to grow. I want to see black people be safe again. You know what I mean? I just want the world to be a safe place for a nigga. You know what I mean? Shit. Alright. Well, peace out, y'all. I'll holler at y'all next time. Alright.